Netiquette, ethics on the internet. People of different ages and cultures flock social media, search engines, and other websites every day. It cannot be helped that social conflicts arise due to opposite opinions and beliefs. This is why the practice of netiquette is significant for every person on the internet. Netiquette is a body of conventions and manners in using the internet as a tool for data and communication exchange. The word netiquette comes from the words network, internet, and etiquette, thereby making it the social guidelines on the internet. Virginia Shea, 1994, in her book Netiquette, said that there are core rules and general guidelines in interacting in cyberspace. These are the following. 1. Remember the human. The first guideline is aligned with the golden rule: do not do to others what you do not want others to do unto you. Imagine how you would feel if you were in another person's shoes. There is nothing wrong for standing up for yourself, but always remember not to hurt other people's feelings. Try not to be offensive by being careful in choosing the words you share on the internet. 2. Adhere to the same standards of behavior online that you follow in real life. Be ethical. Follow the standards of cyberspace as you abide the laws of society. 3. Know where you are in cyberspace. The principles of netiquette may vary based on the domain. What is acceptable for you may not be acceptable for others. If you are new on a cyberspace domain, try to fit and learn the nature. 4. Respect other people's time and bandwidth. Be sure that what you share is worthy of the audience's time, and avoid creating disturbances in the bandwidths of the internet. 5. Make yourself look good online. Pay attention to the content of your writing. Be sure you know what you are talking about. Always be clear and logical. 6. Share expert knowledge. Do not be afraid to share what you know. 7. Help keep flame wars under control. Flaming is what people do when they express a strongly held opinion without holding back any emotion. 8. Respect other people's privacy. Make sure not to invade others' privacy. 9. Do not abuse your power. Knowing more than others do, or having more power than they do, does not give you the right to take advantage of them. Societal issues in the information age. According to Keniston and Kumar, the last decades brought the world in a technologically driven revolution, which resulted to the information age. This technological revolution inspired hopes that it might bring, or soon will bring, transparency, market rationalization, and universal access to information, establishment of international communities, and the improvement of human life, hopes that cause, or will cause, both positive and adverse issues in societies, not just in the Philippines, but in the world. What are these issues? What can you do to stop or develop the fruits of these issues? Digital divide. According to Internet Live Stat, there are over 3.1 billion people all over the world who have access to the internet and are adept at using digital devices. These people use digital products and services for diverse reasons: social networking, entertainment, economic development, entrepreneurship, education, and healthcare, among others. In this case, over 3.1 billion people have already utilized new age technology to improve their lives. But despite the huge number of people benefiting from the technological revolution, there is still roughly 4.2 billion people who do not enjoy benefits of digital connectivity. West stated a number of reasons, some of which are poverty, infrastructure, digital literacy, and policy and operations barriers. The gap between digitally adept population and the non-technological ones caused the world to undergo digital divide. Digital divide may also pertain to the gap between the younger and older generations in terms of technological use. People born in the middle to late 1980s, 1990s, and 2000s belong to the Internet generation, or sometimes also called digital generation, net generation, or the millennials. They grew up in the presence of a rising technology unlike the previous generation. Because of this, the younger generation became more internet and technology savvy than their parents, teachers, and older members of the society. Internet addiction. Do you know someone who rarely goes outside of his or her house, but is always online, using social media and/or playing computer games? How would you describe this person? How do you think his or her overusage of computer affect him or her? The revolutionary growth of the internet in the past decades created a huge impact on the communication and interpersonal behavior of every human being. In many cases, this even led to addiction, which affects an internet user's psychological well-being, performance, and personal interaction. The U.S. National Library of Medicine defines internet addiction as the excessive or poorly controlled preoccupations, urges, or behaviors regarding computer use and internet access that lead to impairment or distress. If the overusage of internet results in the person's not functioning fully as he or she did before, then this person can be considered an internet addict. There are 5 types of internet addiction. 1. Cybersexual addiction to adult chat rooms or cyber porn. 2. Cyber relationship addiction to online friendships or affairs that replace real-life situations. 3. Net compulsions to online gambling, auctions, or obsessive trading. 4. Information overload to compulsive web surfing or databases searches. And 5. Computer addiction to game playing or programming. Anything that is too much is unhealthy. Think of the things that your internet addiction has caused. Has it affected your socialization with your loved ones, with your academic performance, with your health? What can you do to curb these effects? The Guardian writer and former internet addict Rhiannon Lucy Coslet enumerated 5 ways to curb internet use. 1. Schedule your internet time. 2. Answer social media replies or mails on intervals. 3. Disable unnecessary notifications. 4. Spend more time doing other activities. 5. Spend more time with people in person. Cyberbullying. Internet changed how people interact. Even indiscretion is now practiced online. Traditional bullying became cyberbullying, or the intimidation, oppression, harassment, and discrimination done via information and communications technology. Today, cyberbullying has become more rampant than the old one, for offenders can hide their identities and secure their anonymity on the internet, allowing them to strike their blows to their victims without receiving a physical response. There are various ways in which cyberbullying may occur. Flaming, sending angry, rude, vulgar messages directed at a person or persons privately, or to an online group. Harassment, repeatedly sending a person offensive messages. Cyberstalking, harassment that includes threats of harm. Denigration, put-downs, sending or posting harmful, untrue, or cruel statements about a person to other people. Masquerade, pretending to be someone else, and sending or posting materials that portrays a person or entity negatively. Outing and trickery, sending or posting material about a person that contains sensitive information, including forwarding private messages or images. Exclusion, actions that specifically and intentionally exclude a person from an online group. Cybercrime. Aside from cyberbullying, other illegal acts happen within the internet. These acts include hacking, cybersex, child pornography, identity theft, online libel, illegal access to data, online piracy, cyber squatting, and other computer-related offenses. In the Philippines, these criminal offenses are aimed to be restrained by RA 10175, or the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. Freedom of information. One of the most pressing issues in recent years that is directly relevant to information usage is the freedom of information, which has become a focus of heated debates for the past years. As part of transparency and accountability measures, many organizations, especially in the media sector, have sought the passage of a Freedom of Information bill that will allow the disclosure of all important public documents. This is also in line with the specific provision in the Philippine Constitution, Article 3, Section 7, that states, "The right of the people to information on matters of public concern shall be recognized. Access to official records, and to documents and papers pertaining to official acts, transactions, or decisions, as well as to government research data used as basis for policy development, shall be afforded the citizen, subject to such limitations as may be provided by law." According to a research report produced by the Makati Business Club in July 2015, talks for an institutionalized freedom of information already started in 1987, when the late Representative Raul Roco filed a bill several months after the new constitution was ratified. Several other bills, including proposed laws known as Access to Information Act, were filed to advance the people's right to access information they need. In 2016, Pres. Rodrigo Duterte passed the Freedom of Information Bill into law. Why is freedom of information law important? This ensures that all information, including official acts, transactions, or decisions, as well as government research data used as a basis for policy development, regardless of its physical form or format, will be made available for public consumption and scrutiny. This ensures that the people are given the access to study, evaluate, and analyze government transactions that will, in turn, ensure transparency in the government.